How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another video. Now, I actually have a lot to cover today. Ben has been teasing today about the Gamescom announcement that's going to happen later this month. If you guys haven't heard yet, Gamescom is when they are going to announce the future of Star Wars Battlefront 2. Not only are they going to cover what we're getting this month, but for the future. As confirmed by Ben, when someone on Twitter asked, does Gamescom reveal the contents of August update, or is that revealed earlier/later? And then Ben responded saying Gamescom will reveal all the details for both August and the future. So that's good news. I originally thought that when Gamescom came around that they would just tell us what we were getting in August and then they would be pretty vague about what's coming after that. But that's good that we at least have some confirmation of what's to come after the fact, like after August. So that's reassuring. But the big news for today is all over Reddit, all over Twitter, everybody's speculating about what this could mean. And Ben said over on the Discord, he said, remember the prophecy, it should be fulfilled at Gamescom, and then he said, have a good evening all. So everybody's freaking out over this, and I mean, that was a pretty early tease by Ben. I mean, it's only August 5th, and then Gamescom's not for like another 3 weeks. But the prophecy that he is mentioning here is from a tweet that he said back in 2018, back in December. He tweeted, I can't wait until we show everyone the blank and the blank, and then he said, hashtag Together Brothers. Now, what everyone originally thought was the blank and the blank meant the ARC Troopers and the Droidekas. Well, we have since learned that that's not the case. I'm pretty sure that the first blank was the ARC Troopers, and then when the Droidekas came out, everyone thought that the Droidekas took the second place, and then he since said that that's not it, which is why everybody's speculating. Like, the second blank could mean anything. Now, what I think it is either clone commandos or weapons. Because if you go back to something that Jay said, who's also a member of the community team, he said this a little while back. He said, for reinforcements, the Commando is very, very good. Its counterpart would probably be something like the Droideka. Adding reinforcements that don't balance each other wouldn't really add a good gameplay experience, especially with some of the balancing issues we currently have. Beyond that, work timelines are the biggest reason. The ARC Trooper was faster to make and checked a ton of boxes, fun, balance, unique abilities, etc. For the Commando, we'd probably have to do a lot of legwork since they're barely explored in canon. Not worth delaying reinforcements just for that. So he hinted at Commandos very heavily right here, and I mean, it does make a lot of sense. Like, if the Republic Commandos were coming to the game, I mean, it's been many months since the ARC Trooper came out, so maybe during this time period, that's when they did the legwork. And if you go back to that prophecy, it says hashtag Together Brothers. If the first part was ARC Troopers, the second part, I mean, it would make sense if it was Clone Commandos, because why would he say hashtag Together Brothers if it referred to like a weapon or a droideka? Now, if the first blank's ARC Troopers and the second blank is Commandos, then, I mean, that makes sense because they're all clones. They all are on the same team, hashtag Together Brothers. So that is my best guess, which I hope that it's true because I think that would be pretty awesome. It would be a good counter to the droideka, and I mean, I'm down for some Clone Commandos, and I know a lot of you guys are as well, so I think that would be pretty awesome. But then my second guess would be weapons. This is just my second choice. I think the Clone Commandos are way, way more likely, but I'm sure you guys are aware that we still have not received any weapons for the game yet. They originally teased it way before the game even came out. They said that post-launch seasons will include new weapons, free for Star Wars Battlefront 2 players. And we haven't received a single weapon. It's still the same 4. We have the default and then 3 blasters for each individual class. It's gotten very stale. It's just the same stuff over and over and over and over. So I'd be perfectly fine if that second blank is weapons. I'm fine with either. Honestly, I'm pretty stoked for Clone Commandos if that's the case, and I definitely would love a new weapon at this point for every class. Would be awesome. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section. I'm interested to see what you guys think is the second part of that prophecy. And then moving forward, somebody posted on Reddit about the Officer's Presence bug. He said, Officer's Presence star card is bugged and it gives you way more points than it should. This is why the card is so broken. You start getting points as soon as an injured trooper enters your radius. If he enters the radius and immediately leaves, you still get points until he's full. I'm not sure if he's still buffed after he leaves. The second point is you still get points even after you're dead. It can be 30 seconds, 1 minute, or even 2 minutes of constant free points, which I have noticed myself personally. If you die as an officer and then take a vehicle, you can still get present points while teammates are nearby. This doesn't work every time, but it's still very common. I can also attest to this. This also works if you are like on a tauntaun or in a turret of any kind. You still get presence points, which just stacks, and it's absolutely insane. Like if you were an officer and you're on a tauntaun and you use that middle ability plus officer's presence, you can easily get 3,000 or 4,000 battle points in the span of like just a couple seconds. And then Ben responded to this. He says, "Thanks, I've passed it over to the QA who will take a look." So this is good news. That means if they're looking at it, they will probably see that it's broken. The officer has easily been the best choice to get battle points. If you want to be the hero first, that it makes sense just to pick the officer. That's why everybody does it. That's why I do it. I mean, that's why all the tryhards do it. Like the stream snipers and the cheaters and just everybody. Like that's why you see most of the higher level characters are all officers, because I mean, the battle point gain is just insane. You get more points for doing less. Like, why pick the assault class or the sniper class when you have to get like double or triple the amount of kills compared to the officer? Like, you can just spawn in as the officer, buff your teammates twice, and you're already at like 1,200 battle points before you even see any fighting. It's absolutely insane, and I really hope that they nerf it, and I hope that the dev team actually does fix this, because I want to personally play with other classes, and I'd like to see some variety. I'm really tired of seeing just nothing but officers all over the Battlefront. And then somebody on Discord asked Ben, he says, "At Forge, has the team thought about reducing the amount of tanks available to be used at any given time? It's gotten pretty bad on maps like Geonosis." And then Ben responded saying, "Geonosis and the TX-130 is something that we are looking at, yes." Now, they already have made one change to Geonosis. They made the ATTE's health a little bit less, and then they made the ships that are in the second phase a little stronger. I think they're going to have to change that a little bit more, because when they added the TX-130, those tanks just absolutely wreck the ships in the second phase. And all of Geonosis, like, if the clones make it past the first phase, the clones win, because the final phase, there's so many ATTE's, and there's so many TX-130 tanks now, that the droids are just at such a huge disadvantage that, I mean, they almost always lose. And the addition of the TX-130s are, I mean, you can tell pretty much a big difference on all the other maps too. Like on Kashyyyk, they're pretty scary, and I don't know, I hope they tweak them a little bit, because they're really fun to use, but I think if they just reduce the amount that you can have by like just one less tank, I think that'll make a pretty big difference. And then finally, as you guys know, we are getting a event at the end of the month where it's just heroes versus villains, but it's only Saber heroes. And then somebody on Twitter asked Ben, "Is a blaster hero only heroes versus villains event possible in the future? It'd be a nice change, honestly." And then Ben responded saying, "Yep, it's possible." So Ben did say that they are looking at the feedback of that heroes versus villains event at the end of the month. It's going to be Saber heroes only, which in my opinion it pretty much is anyway. Like, you just don't see very many blaster heroes in heroes versus villains. It's not that big of an event. I don't think it's personally that exciting, especially with the way that the blocking works in this game. And by that, I mean it doesn't work in this game. Now, I personally would rather see a blaster-only event compared to a saber-only event, because until they fix the saber combat, I'm just not excited for saber heroes. At least with the blaster heroes, it takes a little bit more skill, because you have to aim your weapon and actually hit somebody. With the saber combat, it's just who can spam the swing and whose block doesn't work, and it's just nothing but ability spam. So yeah, that is basically going to do it for this video, guys. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Would you guys like to see an officer fix? What do you guys think about the TX-130? Do you think it's balanced or not balanced on Galactic Assault? And then most importantly, what do you guys think of the prophecy, those two blanks that he had in his tweet? If one of them is the ARC Trooper, what do you guys think that the second blank is? Like I said, my most educated guess is that it's probably a Republic Commando, but hey, I mean, it could be anything. It could be arcade, it could be a new map, it could be more reinforcements, it could be weapons, but throw out your ideas. I'm interested to see what they are. I want to read those down in the comments below. Please give this video a thumbs up. It helps me out in the algorithm, helps to show this video to other people. If you guys haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Check out another video. Subscribe to me on Twitch at Swanee Plays Games Live, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.
Will you join me? Accept your fate. I grew impatient.